I don't know what's not to like about this team right now. Artie Moreno being the most perfect owner of all time. Paul Sereno, the worst hitting instructor in all of baseball, does absolutely nothing to me.
The only thing I want to yell is fuck!
It's the Todd Fox Postgame Podcast with your host, Todd Fox.
Hey, welcome into another episode of the Todd Fox Postgame Show. It's always good to talk to you, and when we are winning on the way that we did today, we got a doubleheader win, as we did in Oakland a few weeks back before the tremendous losing streak, right? So the Angels get the job done today. They get the, Sandoval pitched game one, pitched 6 innings, did a good job. Kurt Suzuki, of all people, came through with 2-run double to give the Angels a lead before our buddy Loopy Loop gave up a run there goes the sound, gave up a run to make it 2-2. And then the Angels held on and got a big 2-run homer from Mike Trout. That would be the first of the day. That was the first of the day. He had a couple, obviously, the day before, so that would give him 3. And then in the second game, Suarez started. Mike Trout led off the scoring with a home run. Dave McKinnon, shout out to him. We had him on the podcast last season when he was with the Trash Pandas, and he's made it up to the majors. He got a little spot start here, so good for him. He was lifted in the 7th inning, and Jared Walsh came through after Herget was, keeping the game in line, and the Angels pick up a big victory. Now, it's nothing to. I'm not going to jump on and say, man, you know what? The Angels are back, baby. We're rolling. We're on fire. Don't worry about it. All sky is blue again, and the Angels Stadium is winning. We're going to see Artie Moreno bragging before you know it, right? So they picked up a game and a half against Houston, so they're only 9.5 out. And then they picked up a game and a half against, I think they're 3 games out now, or correct me if I'm wrong, they're either 3 or 3.5 back of Boston for the wild card. So that's within striking distance. I'm not looking at Houston, but the fact that we're right there, we beat Seattle 2, so far 3 out of 4. You got to win tomorrow, though, for it to really work out and shake out for us before coming home against Kansas City. Now, again, if you look at the lineups, the way they were, this lineup isn't blowing you away. They scored 5 runs, or actually they scored 7 runs in 2 games. And had they not got the 2-run homer and with Trout, I was thinking they were going to get a loss because you had a runner at second base in game 1, and you could only get him over to third with 2 tries. That's pathetic. You have to score that run if you're the road team. You cannot give the home team advantage with them only needing to get a sacrifice or 2 to get that run in. So I was thinking they were going to lose. Trout saved the day in game 1. And Trout saved the day in game 2 along with the pitching. Great performance by Herget. I'm going to give away the Golden Stamoses right away. We're going to give those for game 1 and game 2. So let's give out the Stamos Award.
Let me just.
Of course it's messed up. Of course it's messed up. One of these years, things will work right. Sometimes things are flawless, but on this show, there's always something that's fucked up. I'm sorry. So the Golden Stamos for game 1, I'm going to give it to Mike Trout. I mean, hitting that 2-run homer, you have to give it to him. He came up big with that big 2-run homer to give the Angels the lead. Actually, the camera's off here. It threw me to the side. So the Angels get the win. Mike Trout's the Golden Stamos winner in game 1. And then in game 2, we're going to give it to, of course, Mike Trout. We're going to give it to Herget. Herget did a great job in relief. If Herget didn't come in there and pitch the way he does against the struggling Seattle team, again, the Angels don't get the victory. So there you go right there. It's going to be Trout game 1, Herget in game 2. Now let's go to Nacho night of the for game 1. We're going to jump into that right away.
All right, folks, it's Nacho Night.
Nacho Night presented to you by the worst hitting instructor along with Jeremy Reed in all of baseball. Paul Sereno likes to give out his helmet nachos, and he gave out a big helping to the Seattle Mariners hitting as a whole for both games. So they get catered nachos to every single player, but with Angel helmets. They were pathetic in this one, and you know what? They're as advertised. And that's what's killed them all season. They have really good young pitching. They just don't have any hitting. I mean, if you thought the Angels are bad, the Mariners have been bad all season. Somehow they're only 9 games under, but they've been pretty crappy, man. I mean, other than Oakland, Seattle's been an abyss as far as hitting. If you look at the Angels, what they did in this series, I want to read you this real quick because I came up with something here. Talking about how historically bad the Angels have been. I want to bring up to you guys and gals out there, if you know your Angels history real quick. This was the lineup in 1992. This team for the California Angels finished 72-90. You're probably asking yourself, why is Todd Fox going back to 1992? Because I'm trying to compare the Angels of this year with their superstars before Rendon's vagina really blew out a tire for the rest of the season. And we'll talk about vagina in a minute or two. We'll talk about that atrocious albatross because I wasn't here yesterday, so I wasn't able to get into that for the post game. But I'm bringing up the 1992 Angels for a reason. The 1992 Angels had a lineup that will blow you away. You're going to ask yourself, how the fuck did this team win 72 games? And yes, they lost 90 games, but they're comparable to what a team with all-stars and capable hitters, but with no hitting instructors, is out there doing. Meaning the fact that the Angels could probably hit better with this shit lineup in 1992 and they did, compared to the lineup that we have today with a couple future Hall of Famers and a bunch of guys who should be hitting their weight at least. So let me go over this real quick. In 1992, the Angels had a catcher called Mike Fitzgerald, a first baseman Lee Stevens, second baseman Luis Sojo, shortstop Gary DiSarcina, third baseman Gary Gaetti, left fielder Luis Polonia, center fielder Junior Felix, right fielder Vaughn Hayes, and Hubie Brooks was their DH. Now, doesn't that sound like the Cleveland Indians movie, Major League? Because that's what it was. And you had Chad Curtis on the bench, Damian Easley, Rene Gonzalez, and a bunch of other guys. And, well, Tim Salmon, who came up for a cup of coffee that year. Your pitching staff was Mark Langston, Hilly Hathaway, Mark Eichhorn, an old Brian Harvey, and Chuck Finley. So you tell me, a team in 1992, and I brought them up for another reason. They're statistically better than the Angels are right now. They struck out less. They got on base more. They stole bases. And look, their leading hitter for the year. I'm not talking about before the All-Star game. Dude, way too early. Way too early for the phone calls. Their leading home run hitter for the season was Gary Gaetti. He had 12. So their leading home run hitter had 12. The most strikeouts on the team that they had that year, 128, Junior Felix. So I bring that up, and you're probably like, again, why are you bringing up 1992 stats? Because this team is historically bad striking out. Right now, we're like 30 strikeouts ahead of number 2 ranked in Major League Baseball right now. Then you couple the fact that we don't steal bases. So we don't move guys on when we actually get them on. We don't sacrifice good. And with runners in scoring position, we're hitting an abysmal 207 as a team. 207. Because yesterday you had 10 hits, but only 4 runs scored, and 2 hits were the two-run homers by Mike Trout. Other than that, if you don't get those home runs, you're stranding a shit ton of guys on base. You're not scoring. You lose a game 1-0. So you do that again today. Again, you have 3 runs. You had like 7 hits or so. You left guys on base. You left guys on base in game 1. I mean, you struggle to score runs. You're lucky that you're playing Seattle. So does this give me confidence playing Kansas City coming up? No. Are they winnable games? Yes. But you got to start hitting at some point. You got to start scoring runs, sacrificing. I'm not seeing that with Nevin. I'm seeing him control the pitchers better. I'm seeing guys in their roles better, but I'm not seeing these guys get the big hits. They're just not getting it. So here we go right now. We're going to jump into some comments, and then we'll get into some phone calls. It's not going to be that long of a show because I do have to run. Light that baby up, Marty says. Damn, I'm having let's see. Local Rail fan says, hey, y'all, we win tonight. Nowhere says. Let's get into Local Rail fan says, boom, like that. Home run derby for Trout. Trout has been on fire. Boom, like that baby up. Hell of a day of baseball. I'm just sitting outside barefooted. Shut up. I read that one, you motherfucker. freaking Randy. Breaking news just in. Torrey Hunter Jr. Just robbed a home run in AAA. He's trying to make a bid for the majors finally. He was drafted years ago. Ronan says, so you think we will make the playoffs? Dude, come on, man. 2 wins. We got to string together more than just 2 wins. Twice is nice. 2 wins in a single day. A new record. No, actually, we did that earlier in the year. Hold on. Way too early for phone calls. Way too early for phone calls. Dan Rio says, a great win. I'm hammered. There you go. Things might be turning around for us. God, what is going on with this fucking mic? Oh, dude. Hold up. Someone's like stepped on the cord or something. I don't know. It's messed up. Let's see. My hat is better. Kidding. Love that one, dude. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I just got this hat. It still has a freaking sticker on it. Let's see. Keep it up. Trout Anthony Gonzalez says, yeah, he's been on fire. Could start a serious streak against Kansas City and Seattle on deck again. Kenny Rosenberg pitches tomorrow. Don't think he's going to do great. Logan Gilbert going to kill us. See, there you go again. Dan Rio says 1 win at a time. That's all you can do. And again, we're throwing a guy out there, Kenny Rosenberg, who could do some good for us. We have to see. I don't know about fire or even back-to-back if it matters. Let's see. Craig says dugout has looked more fun in this series. Need to get the looseness back in the stadium or in the dugout. Well, here's the thing, too. You got to get these players to start getting hits. I'm telling you. A hit is better than a home run sometimes. And if you're able to get more hits and doubles and singles and move guys over, that's more exciting than just a solo blast all the time. They're 4.5 back of the wild card. The Guardians have the last wild card spot. Oh, okay, so they didn't gain no ground there. I don't know who the Guardians are. I just know the Ohio team. Yeah, Dad says the Indians, you woke shit. Yeah, fuck the Guardians. It's all about the Ohio team. Watching the live from work. Greetings, Mateo. How you doing? Congratulations, by the way, on the Warriors championship. How did McKinnon do? McKinnon went 0 for 2 tonight, but he made some really good plays over at first. He's a guy that if you don't know his resume in the minor leagues, he was drafted in 2017 by the Angels in like the 30th round, so he wasn't even expected to make the team. He's battled through AA and AAA, and he's actually a career minor league hitter of 349. These are his first 2 at-bats in the majors, and it's going to take him a little bit of time, but I think he's a guy like Stefanik, who they're not home run hitters. They're not traditionally pop guys that put up a lot of home runs, but what they do is get on base. They have great eyes. They know the strike zone, and they get a lot of hits, a lot of singles, a lot of doubles. McKinnon led double-A, Single A and Double A when he was there with the Trash Pandas and the Sixers with most doubles, and I think he was at the top of the leaderboard with the Trash Pandas too. So he's got good stuff, and he's got a good glove at first base too. The only problem is where the hell do you put him with Walsh over there and Ohtani at DH? Those are primarily his 2 spots. He's not really an outfielder, and he can't really play any other infield spot, and he looks like Thor's stunt double. Let's see. I'm with family tonight, so it's a good amount of rest for the show. I'm so tired. Oh, we'll have fun with the family tonight. Matt Miles says, light that baby up. Trouty doing Trouty things. Exactly, Matty. He's doing game 1 for him. Walsh pinch hit for him with that home run. He sure did. Let's see. Let's go through a few more of these real quickly here. Kind of weird that Matty Matt doesn't follow my page. He's trying to get a little follow there. Josh says, did he put up a good fight at the plate, unlike Stassi, who looks at everything down the plate? Josh, yeah, he actually did a pretty good job tonight as far as looking at pitches. He did strike out on one, but it was a nasty pitch. But he took a lot of pitches, and he will put up some numbers, I believe, at some point. So we'll see what happens with him. Let's see. Randy, let's see, 4 under baby. Jack says, boy, I'd love to get back over 500 again. Let's see. Yeah, Lee fucking Stevens is right. Angels are 2-0 since Thor brothers are up. Oh, geez. Let's see. Gary Gaetti, if you remember that dude, 12 home runs, was a leader on that team. That is carrying this team, Ryan Barilla says, which is Trout. Why is Todd ranting about a double header sweep? Anything. It's me. Is it me, or we should be or is it me that we should be ranting at? Leaf said, well, you know what? The Mariners, again, Leaf, I mean, look, that team has got all sorts of problems. I thought Jerry DiPoto finished it up and fixed things, but nope. They're in a world of trouble right now. Jack says more Ohtani days off. Nice hat. Thank you, sir. At least it's June and not September. We have a chance, Dan says. Professional Diaper Caddy says they just don't want to play good. They have a lot to work on. The Angels are nowhere close to being where they were when they were 27. And even when they were 27 and 17, they had problems scoring. They had problems getting hits. Again, I'm going to say this. It is a broken freaking record. Jeremy Reed and Paul Sorrento should have went out with the rest of the trash in Madden. They should have been fired. Now, as we talk real quick, I'm gonna bring up Anthony Rendon, which is $90 million of bullshit that we paid for. You know, and we could have had a guy like Garrett Cole, and if you remember, the Angels didn't want to go above a certain threshold for Garrett Cole. They weren't going to go over 280. And I think the Yankees went 300, if I'm not mistaken, or they were a little below that. But the Angels, they got to a point and they weren't going to do it. And so they backed off of Cole, and they were like, well, instead of getting a frontline pitcher like we should do, they were all in on Cole. They told everybody they wanted Cole, and that's what they get. The Yankees stepped over him and took him. And then they said, okay, instead of getting another frontline pitcher, they wasted all their time on Cole. Other pitchers went other places. They just went next available, and that was Anthony Rendon. And Anthony Rendon, everyone says, hey, 2019, he's going to return to 2000. Well, if we ever got anywhere of 2019, this team would be way better than what it is. But the fact that you don't have that protection in the lineup with Anthony Rendon, he's never hit his capabilities, which he should have. Look at where they're at now. And look at now another lost year of Anthony Rendon. So what are we supposed to say as Angel fans? Are we supposed to honk our honks and say, hey, you know what? He'll be back next year. Revenge Tour 2023. Are we supposed to say, hey, he's going to be the next AL MVP like certain people on this page and on other pages have said? Oh, is Anthony Rendon going to be his defense makes up for his vagina? No. At some point, I mean, look, I love Perry. I don't even think he has the balls. As big as his balls are, he cut Upton and he cut Pujols and he made the tough deal with Madden. I don't think he has the cojones or the willpower or the power in general to cut a guy like Rendon. And who would take him at this point? He's still got 3 million left, or not 3 million, 3 years left. At least, and then he still backloaded his contract. The most money of his contract is coming in the next few years, and he hasn't done shit. Not even a complete season. Not even a complete COVID season. So what are we supposed to do with that guy? Do you think the Angels will be in the new stadium in the next 2 years, Sam says? I believe in a renovated stadium. I don't think they're going to move anywhere. I think there's more of a chance of the Angels playing in Long Beach then actually, no, there's more of a chance of the Angels being sold from Artie to somebody else than to have a new stadium somewhere else. That's just my opinion. Let's see. James Mateo says, good evening. How you doing, my friend? So you take that sticker off your hat. You look like it's a Biden supporter. By the way, that was funny, him falling again. God, the guy falls upstairs and then he falls on a bike that's standing. Standing, people. That is your president. I'm watching The Godfather. Todd, I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. Depends on what it is. Hit is always better. Base runners is the key. We got to keep the traffic on the bases. You drive them in anyways. Taking both games of the doubleheader is easier said than done. Exactly, Mateo. It's tough. Tomorrow's pitching for the Dodgers and Ohio is that dude named Heaney coming off the IL. Boy, I hope he sucks because those first 2 starts he made us look bad, didn't he? How did Rendon do today? Randy wants to know. We got a nice stretch of games where we can get back to 500 or better, Matt Miles says. That hat is sick. Gonna order that one right now. Thank you, Halo Realm. Martin says, can't be upset today, going for 2 for 2. That's exactly right. Quinn says, finally picking up some good traction. We gotta keep it going, man. But I'm telling you, they're not gonna surprise me or make me feel good until they start getting some hits, some consistent freaking hits. Rendon busy robbing fools. He sure is. And by the way, you made a very nice graphic that I'm gonna either post tomorrow. I think tomorrow you guys are going to like that one, and it's courtesy of Randy Fast Times right there. Check him out if you haven't already. How can I get that hat, Todd? Fanatics? Yes, you can. Fanatics all day, every day. See, any chance we get a W? Logan Gilbert starting versus Kenny Rogers tomorrow? You know what? The Gambler might get the victory tomorrow. Who knows? Anything can happen. I do like his stuff. We have not seen the best of Kenny Rosenberg yet, so I'm hoping it starts tomorrow. Hi, my name says it's been a while since we haven't yelled at the damn team through the TV today. It's true, but it's still frustrating. I mean, don't you guys and gals still feel that, okay, it's a good win, but it's not a complete win? We did not drive in the runs the traditional way. It's again by the home run, and that's it. We're still seeing the launch angles here. We're not seeing the barrels squaring up the balls flat, and we're not seeing these line drive hits. So until that happens, I still can't get too excited, and I think that has to do with our freaking pitching, our hitting coaches. We could have had Nolan Arenado. Halo Realm says yes. 9 years, $324 million for Cole. Opt out after year 5, so that would be probably 2 years from now. Let's see. Martin says good to see Upton doing Upton things. Yeah, Upton so far 0 for 7 in his debut as a Mariner. Leaf says Rendon is owed $38 million over. Over each of the next 4 years. Good luck. Yeah, Leaf, that's a terrible contract. Randy's mocking the revenge tour 2019. Rendon never coming back. Grillmaster says Upton, wow, we were smart to DFA him. Last season, Rendon hurt his left cheek of his twat. This year, it's his right cheek. Yeah, he has to have back-to-back surgeries on those beef curtains. Grillmaster says I read Rendon's contract had $154 million left. Let's see. I think you're right. Randy says it still have to be a mid-season or a final year of his deal. And here we go. I got a phone call. Hey. How's it going, Mark?
Hey, Doug. What's going on, dude?
None much, man. Good to hear from you, Mr. Gubaza.
Thanks, man. Yeah, crazy long, fun day, though. Anytime you can win a double dip, it's always a good day.
Hey, second time this year, the Angels got a double dip on the road, right? And they got it done.
Yeah, well, we had 3 now when you think about it. The one that was in New York.
Oh, that's right.
Rain out the day before, and then we had the one in Oakland, too, so 3 of them already. So it's crazy. I know part of both of those, Oakland and Seattle, was because of the lockout to start the year, but when you win them both, you feel good about everything. So that was a good day.
Yeah, it sure is. You sound a little tired. I mean, did you do a lot of walking around up there or just a long day?
No, just when you think about it, we were there from 10 a.m. till what time is it now? 11. So that's 13 hours there at the ballpark. But a lot of laughing too and having a good time. that kind of was fun. You know what? It was really fun. The guys played well. They pitched extremely well. I think they gave up 2 runs in 18 innings, so that's pretty good to be able to do that. So give yourself a shot, make some good defensive plays, and here you go. You got a chance to have a really end up good road trip if you can pull that one out tomorrow.
Absolutely. And do you think this team can get back to some consistent hitting to where, because I think the home runs are great, Mark, but like if they're able to get some like doubles in the gap and you see guys just run around the bases, I mean, you think we can get that going again? Because it seemed like they're still sputtering with guys in scoring position or on the bases.
Well, I mean, like the old saying is hitting is contagious. And, so Redipo, he's had, 2 doubles in the game today and 1 in the game earlier, so 3 doubles in a day. So you hope that starts to get some balance in the lineup, especially the lower part. The guys like Trouty and Wardo and Shohei and everybody are going to start crushing the baseball like they have been. And Jared Walsh coming off the bench in that 2-run home run. It's good to see that stuff. And Matt Duffy's done a great job. That one foul ball he had to go cover, 107 feet to get there. So that there's some stuff there that's getting better. I mean, but, once you start winning, you start getting that good feeling together, that's when you feel a win streak is right around the corner. But, you don't want to jump too far ahead. You just got to think, we got to play even better tomorrow because it takes a really good pitcher in Logan Gilbert. So hopefully they'll get Kenny Rosenberg's first major league win tomorrow when he's on the mound for the Halos.
That's what we're hoping for because he's shown a lot of potential, and I just don't think we've seen the best of Rosenberg yet. And like you said, tough task with Gilbert tomorrow. Your thoughts on Rendon? We're losing him for the year. Thoughts on that, and who do you see replacing him at third for the year?
Oh, that's the thing that's tough. I mean, Anthony, he was playing some outstanding defense. It looked like he was finally feeling real comfortable, with his hip and his lower part of his body moving around so well. And he's always been so clutch in his career, his big moments. He's a guy that can slow the game down where everyone can watch him do his stuff. But, him being out, it's a tough one. You have it where you look outside the organization. I mean, Matt Duffy's been pretty good, but you can move him all around between first, second, and third. Same thing, but Tyler Wade. Tyler Wade. So we'll see how it goes. I think they're probably exploring possibilities because if you get hot, you want to have some guys that can provide some thump at third base. So we'll see how that goes down the road.
Okay, and then one of these questions on here from all the way in Australia. They want to know if you would do a dress up day like Thor. They want to see you with a blonde wig.
You know what? I got it already. I did it a couple of years ago when Victor and I did a game. He was Captain America, and I was Thor, so I got the hammer and I got the wig and everything else already at the stadium. So
that's right.
Maybe next time out for Thor, especially with McKinnon still there. I'll have fun with that. Really.
Yeah,
me, I'm always ready to have some fun.
Oh, absolutely. You always bring the fun to the park, Gooby. You'd be like, what was that movie, the hockey movie with the three brothers? But it'd be like the three Thors if you went down there.
Slapshot.
Yes,
there. Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Absolutely. So with this stretch, I don't want to keep you too long. You've had a long day, and I really appreciate you calling in. But with this series already, the Angels gotten 3 out of 4. If they can somehow win tomorrow, do you like their chances going up against your old club in Kansas City at home and in Seattle, maybe getting back into this wild card thing? Because now we got to contend with Cleveland and Boston now for that last spot.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's going to go their ups and downs. At some point, you think maybe those teams struggle a little bit, and it's going to be the case at some point. But you just got to take care of your own business. And, Kansas City coming to town, they've been struggling this season. But they're capable. Their pitching has been okay. So their offense hasn't been where they want it to be. But we'll see how it goes. You just got to play. All you got to think when you're struggling, like they have been. Now you've won a series. You have a chance to do something really special. Win a 4 out of 5 against a team that you're going to be competing with all season long, and a team with high expectations coming into the season as far as postseason aspirations for the Mariners. That you want to make sure you get them before they get hot swinging the bat. They're struggling a little bit swinging the bat as well, so you got to be able to find a way to get this W tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge win, a huge game tomorrow for sure. And one other thing, Dave McKinnon, what do you think about him in his debut tonight? Because defensively, he looked pretty good.
Yeah, he was moving around pretty good. That last bat, he had a pretty good shot to center field, so that was good to see that. I mean, really good defensive play there at first base, showing some pretty good range. And just love the fact that how much he looks like, Noah Syndergaard is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. I couldn't stop laughing at that. So that was a lot of fun. And you know what? He's going to get more relaxed at the plate, and his numbers in AAA were outstanding as far as OPS and all the slugging numbers and home runs and doubles. So you got to feel pretty comfortable about how he's going to do and perform. And if he gets more at bats as the season progresses.
Absolutely, he's got a 349 career minor league average. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you just hope for is, when you're given a chance, you just, don't try to do too much. Don't try to hit a 500-foot home run. Just go out there with your same approach every time out there, and you should be okay at that point.
Absolutely. Oh, and real quick, I love Seattle up there. What's your favorite place to eat?
Because of the schedule we've had, I haven't been able to. Usually, I like to go to the Metropolitan Grill. That's like my favorite place.
Nice.
Where I'm ever even a player. I used to go there all the time. So kind of bummed I didn't get a chance to see that, but maybe next time in when we don't have 5 games in 4 days like this. So I hope that's the case down the road. Oh,
yeah, because you got an immediate flight out of there tomorrow, right?
Yeah, so to be able to get in and out and do a whole lot hasn't been there for us yet. But heck, we got 2 more trips in town, so we'll have some fun doing that.
Yeah,
Look forward to exploring the city a little bit more.
There you go. You got to make it happen, Mark. You got to get that Metropolitan for you, man.
Always do. Always got to. You know that.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate the time, Mark. Everyone's saying hi, and again, love the commentating, and you guys do a great job with the Angels again.
I appreciate that. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad, part of it is checking with people on social media, it felt really good that everyone was having a good time. It's been a tough stretch, and the fans have been behind the club, and I'm so happy that the Halos went out and put together, a doubleheader sweep like this, and hopefully we carry that on down the road.
Absolutely. Okay. All right, Mark. Well, we'll look forward to talking to you again when you get some time, and safe travels after tomorrow. Yeah.
You got it, man. Have a good one. Tell everyone Halo Nation, let's rock and roll tomorrow.
You got it. All right. Thanks, Gooby.
Thanks, man. Later.
Say.
Bye.
All right, that was a great Mark Gubazal giving us a few minutes right there talking about the Angels. Like I said, I don't like to go too much into stuff that we talk about here because, I don't want to, infringe on what he does over there with Bally's and everything else like that. But he's courteous to give us time, and thanks again, Rally Chris, grabbing him. Usually either him or Fernando gets him for us, and he gets us on here. Like he said, I mean, hitting's contagious, and unfortunately, this team can't get sick. They can't get sick fast enough, so they can spread the hitting bumps or whatever around. Hold on, I get a phone call. It's a Halo Honk line.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Gorilla.
It's who?
It's Gorilla.
What's up, my man?
What's up, my man? I mean, I'm happy we got 2 wins today. I mean, it is clearly the Mike Trout show right now with his amazing receipt, but it's also worrying that pretty much the rest of the team's not contributing, at least on the hitting side. Every night this year, Frankie Walsh tonight, but I mean, where are the bats at, man? It's been the same problem for a while now.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest problem. Is we can kind of put pressure on the other pitcher, but not really. So if we get a guy on it or something like that, we're either getting thrown out, we're hitting into double plays. We're not moving guys over on a leadoff double. We just don't have the consistency at all. You're right, and that's hurting because I think the home runs are going to be there no matter what. But if we're driving in a few runs too, I mean, we're scoring 5 or 6 runs a game if we're doing that.
100% like we were towards the beginning of the season, but now that's gone. I mean, especially with the bottom half of the lineup, it's just pretty much non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
The Angels are going to have to make some significant upgrades at those positions, especially the middle infield at the trade deadline, if we're going to have any real shot of making a big push towards the playoffs this season.
Oh, I totally agree. Perry's got his work cut out for him, man. Especially with Rendon going down, you can't rely on a bat to scare you, because even if he's scuffling, you're still Anthony Rendon. Pitchers still have to respect him. And we don't have that now. Now it's just like last year where we had Jack Mayfield and Renifo over there. So no one's going to respect that unless those guys are putting up numbers.
Is Perry going to be, is Artie going to allow Perry to make that significant trade deadline acquisition that we desperately need, or do you think this is going to be another season where we're going to work with what we got, and if not, then better luck next year, because that's what it seems like they always do.
I put it to you this way. If we're at the spot we're at now, between 4.5 and 3.5 out, we're going to be total buyers. I think Perry's going to go all in. But if we're over 5 or 6 games out, he might just say, hey, you know what? We're going to pull the plug for the season, do what we did last season, and just, trade pieces just to get whatever we can.
But is that this has been discussed around Twitter lately with the community, and I know fans don't want to entertain this, but would that be the time to trade Ohtani, and they even talk about trading Trout?
If the rumors are true and Ohtani's talking about 45 to 47 million a year, I would say get him out of here. Get him out of here, because are his numbers justifiable for 47 million? No. Has he put up 2 or 3 years of?
No.
Yeah, has he put up 2 or for me? I just had this talk with a friend of mine. If he's winning 18 games a year and he's done it for 3 years and he's hitting about 39 to 45 home runs a year plus 117 or more RBIs, I'd say, you know what? Inflation's inflation. Let's spend the money. Let's keep him. He's done it over 3 years. What resume does he have, to be honest with you, other than having arm issues? He's finally pitched, he's finally turning into a pitcher. Yes, I give him that. But he went from could have hitting 60 to all-star home run derby, finishing with 40-something. And then this year he's only got 13 and 39 or something like that. So his numbers.
His pitching's been better than his hitting. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's no way I would I would pay him right now over $300 million. I mean, and even then, I'd maybe go 245 max right now.
Even if he was playing top tier, which obviously that is worth the money with the position that the Angels have put themselves in, they wouldn't be able to make any other moves because we have so many holes all around the lineup and in the rotation. You got to keep in mind that Syndergaard and Lorenzen are free agents next offseason, so we got to fill those spots. I mean, luckily, a couple of the bullpen guys we did this season were a couple-year deals, which is good for our long-term, and then we got to make sure that our people in our minor league system are going to develop properly, too, to hopefully fill out some of those spots. But, I mean, we have a second base issue, a shortstop issue, we have a third base issue for this year now, and who knows how Rendon's going to be for the rest of his contract. I mean, knowing our history is probably not going to be good whatsoever, and we just have too many holes. I don't know how much longer we got Stassi either. Stassi hasn't really been too hot lately either, so maybe even the catcher down the line as well too.
That's true. I mean, like Stassi, in my mind, is just a stopgap till we get a real catcher. You know what I mean? Like he can't play every day. So you're right. You got the left side of the infield that needs tweaking. You have the catcher coming up. There's a lot to be. I mean, we're really going to see what Perry's made out of, basically. Big decisions.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Yep.
So maybe this is finally the time that Perry starts unloading the small amount of farm system that we do have if we're seriously competing the next 2 years or not. This is a real discussion time to say, is it worth keeping Ohtani? And, if Trout's already made up his mind, if Ohtani's not saying about leaving, then get the best possible deal for Trout, and let's just start looking towards the future then.
Exactly. Can't agree more, man.
Bare minimum, get some sort of deal for Adele. I mean, there's no reason to hold on to him anymore, especially if we're not going to use him at the major league level.
Yes, exactly.
Which blows my mind. Why is Lagares still up and Adele's not? There's nothing more for Adele to do with the minors. I don't understand it.
I don't get it either. I mean, Lagares hasn't even put up an RBI yet, dude. I mean, the guy he's the most unlucky hitter I've ever seen. So even when he does make contact, he hits it right at somebody every time. So
and Lagares' defense, like the whole reason to have him on the team, his defense hasn't even been good as well either. So it's like, what's the point of having him? There's no point. Wade's speed can be handy, but is very situational. It was a shame. Stefanik, I think that's how you pronounce his name. It's a shame he's injured, or else I think he would be on the team right now as well too. So, but these are just band-aids. We need to find long-term solutions, which is the issue that the Angels have had forever. They need to do something.
I agree. We'll have to see what he does, because I think they're waiting on that Ohtani contract, basically, whether to do it or not.
I know with that amount of money. I mean, again, I love Ohtani. He's incredible talent, but we are literally handicapping ourselves if Artie's going to continue penny pinching with certain contracts and everything. It's like, yes, Ohtani is a pitcher, so that helps one need, but at the same time, we could be signing multiple pitchers to get the job done instead of just unloading all our money on one guy, and then we're going to continue down the cycle of having these ginormous contracts and not being able to sign all our holes away,
Oh, absolutely. Totally agree. I'm telling you, he's got a lot of work to do, because that contract will decide his tenure here for sure.
Well, Upton's gone next season. That frees up a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any way to get rid of Rendon's contract. We just have to hope he finally comes back healthy and we get more than 100 games out of him per season for the rest of his contract, which is probably not going to happen. But because he's still, and his defense has been good when he is playing, but he's just not on the field, which is ridiculous. It's like we're paying this man, almost $38 million a year?
Yeah.
Because of his backload a little bit, right?
Yep.
That's insane. I mean, I don't want to believe, because people think that Rendon just doesn't want to play or he doesn't care to play. I can't believe that. I really can't. I mean, I just hope when he comes back he's going to play with a chip on his shoulder, like I have something to prove to this fan base, and we're finally going to get a full healthy team throughout the whole year, and we can make a real good playoff push. But again, it might be a little too late, especially with Ohtani and Trout.
Yeah, I think that's where it's going to be because he's. I don't know. I mean, Rendon's shown no feelings whatsoever, and like if he comes back with that, I got to prove something to the fans. I think that'd be better than what he's tried to say about the fans before, which is he doesn't care. So we'll see, man.
Yeah.
But all right, Ryan,
Well,
I'm gonna get. Oh, go ahead.
All right. No, you go ahead. No, the last thing I was going to ask is like, if you're Perry in this situation, are you unloading everyone, or are you like, is no one off limits in terms of what we need to do to make a playoff push in our minor league system right now?
No, there'd probably be a couple pieces I would hold on to if at all, but for the most part, I would probably leave everyone open. If it could get me not only a player back that not a rental, it would not be a rental. I'd have to get players back that I could get control for at least a couple seasons.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But
all right, man. You have a good night. Thanks for the call.
You got it,
Appreciate
brother. Have a good one, man.
You too. Bye.
Let's take one more call here. There's a Halo Honk line.
It's the Maniac line, the depressed version.
It's what?
It's Leif.
Oh, what's up, Leaf, man? How's Seattle treating you, man?
It's been treating me good as always. I mean, always love the place. Not necessarily love my baseball team, but
Yeah, I know, man. I mean, like, dude, I mean, I really thought you guys would be a lot better like we were. I did not think you guys would be down there with Oakland and hitting, dude. And I mean, you're worse than we are, dude.
yeah, that's mind-boggling to think about, considering that you've had a stretch where you've lost 18 of 21 prior to tonight.
Yep.
That's just the type of legacy of failure franchise that we are. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys need a complete rebranding. You know what I mean? Like, you've worn those jerseys for a long time. You know, sometimes a jersey change. Go ahead.
I don't understand what the deal is. It's just like, maybe it's just a thing where we're just the complete laughing stock.
I don't know, man. I mean, that. You wouldn't think with the era that they had a good era there, a couple eras, the Ichiro era, the Griffey era, where you thought they would at least bring a title home, at least one, or at least get to a World Series. It didn't happen. And, I thought, the one thing you can hang your hat on is what we're doing right now with pitching is like, you've got an outstanding pitching staff, a young one at that, younger than us.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
dude,
the pitching staff definitely did their job tonight. I mean, the offense, in the words of Jim Mora, they couldn't do diddly poo offensively.
yeah. And also like two guys that you got brought over from Cincinnati. Was it Suarez and was it Winkler?
Suarez and Winker, yeah. Suarez has been doing pretty good for Pop. Winker has been a major disappointment.
Yeah, those guys were putting up pretty good numbers in Cincinnati. Now, I know that's Cincinnati, but Seattle's not that hard of a home run place to hit either. I just don't know why the balls don't fly out there more.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little bit of a switch up, considering that Great American Ballpark is a big-time Harris ballpark, and Seattle isn't that much. But at the same time, with the way that Winker's performing, it's like, come on, man, this is not what we signed up for.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you guys have run into some contracts and some pickups where just it's just been failures, and we've had it too on the Angels down here. Obviously Rendon and a few other players we thought were going to come through, and they just haven't come through, man.
Yeah, I was recently pulling up my the baseball reference thing for Rendon, and it's interesting. This is what I mean by we're going to talk about guys paying for what they were. This is Rendon's stats in 3-year averages in the 3 years before he joined the Angels. Play 143 games, hit 310, OPS of 953, average of 28 homers, 106 RBIs.
Yeah.
In his tenure with the Angels, he's averages 52 games, hitting 252, 780 OPS, and averages just 7 homers and 30 RBIs.
Not what we're paying for. Yeah. I'm telling you, I mean, like, same thing with the Upton contract, same thing with the Pujols contract. Hamilton. We can go down the line. I'm sure Seattle has the same kind of things, dude.
We can go down such a much. Your name tree covered it already. It's just,
Yeah.
once I first saw it, it's just like, holy shit, you wasted all that for absolutely 0 playoff wins.
I'm telling you, what to sum it up real quick before I get out of here, dude. Basically, Artie played all of Disney's cards till about 2009, 2010, when all his guys had to scout and all his, scouts were pulling in players from the 2010 season onward. Then you saw how shitty Artie drafted with his talent group around him. Then you saw the fruits of his free agent labor. That's when you saw everything come down to earth, and that's why where we're at now. The only reason why we've kind of turned the page before the losing streak was Perry. Perry was doing changes that didn't happen the prior decade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but even then,
and changes had to have been.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. And changes had to have been made.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This team couldn't be going the same way. That's why I was very shocked to see what's going up in Seattle. I thought DePoto was having the Mariners in the right spot, like doing the right things. He was fleecing teams. Other than the Diaz trade, I think the Mets got the best of that one in the long run. But
after 1 year, it certainly looked like it with how terrible Ed Luz Diaz was in 2019.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
he has been much better since, which I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, he's one of the legit ultimate closers right now in the league. So, but all right, Leaf. I'm gonna have more time tomorrow. I got to run though, but we'll see what happens tomorrow, man. Hopefully, we could beat you guys again.
Yeah, well, take care.
Yeah, you too, bro. And DM me if you want that hat, man. Unless you don't want it.
Oh yeah, I'll make sure. DM you.
All right, you got it, brother.
So,
all right, later.
Yep.
All right, that's Lee from Seattle. That's the last phone call for tonight. And by the way, you guys are dicks. You guys are saying I get all giddy for Gooby. Shut up. That should be no more phone calls tonight. I'll get to the phone calls tomorrow. I'm not giddy for Gooby, by the way. You guys are dicks. But yeah, there's a lot of talk about the trades and whatnot and who's going to go where. Like I said, we'll have to see what happens with Ohtani and Trout moving forward. Because, again, this is a put up or shut up year, and the Angels have just been quietly not doing anything. I said I'll take phone calls tomorrow because I actually got to run right now. But I appreciate everyone that did call in or try to call in. We'll take more phone calls tomorrow. I'll have a lot more time tomorrow. So, and I'll be on right after the game tomorrow, not like tonight or like last night. Last night I had to go somewhere and actually work, and then but tonight got on a little late. But I appreciate you guys staying up with me, and then we'll be on tomorrow on Halos in the Infield right after the game tomorrow. Right after, I'm telling you, like 2 to 3 minutes after the game's over, win or lose, we'll be here, and we'll have phone calls and trucker hat trivia. Your chance to win a free hat from us, and we'll talk about maybe a jersey coming up here soon too. So.